Hi. Well, maybe many of you noticed that recent weeks or months, the Chinese leader Xi Jinping hid himself for many times. Nobody knew where he was. Compared to earlier years where he is shown on newspaper, on TV and whatever every day. Yeah? But the last couple of months, not the case. Now, there are many explanations or speculation why he hid himself. One of the speculation or well, I would say explanation, which I do agree, and that is he's afraid of a coup, yeah? Maybe from the military, maybe from other high-ranking party functionaire, initiated by them. But why he believed that there may be a coup coming and someone maybe even try to assassinate him? Well, believe it or not, because he read a poem, a very old poem from the Ming Dynasty, several hundred years ago. And this poem, or series of poems, actually altogether is about, I think, 15 poems. Every poem describes what happened from the beginning of Ming Dynasty, the first emperor, second emperor, third emperor, and the last final emperor. And then it describes how the Ming Dynasty fell apart and the Qing Dynasty came. And during the Qing Dynasty, what happened with the Emperor Kangxi and Emperor Qianlong, and so on and so on. And the two last poems describe the time of now. Yeah, and I can understand that Xi Jinping is a bit frightened because all these poems, they were written 600 or more years ago, and all the prophecy has proved to be true. And then the latest prophecy about him, there was, for example, a poem I remember. In this prophecy poems, or prophecy in a general, people never make it very clear. It's always written in a very indirect way, and you need inspiration, you need fantasy, imagination, and you need a lot of knowledge about history and mankind and everything, yeah, in order to understand what the poem wants to say. So, for example, in the last poem, in the old book, this from beginning of Ming Dynasty, and there was not only a poem, there was actually even an illustration, a picture. On the picture, you can see 4 black birds were flying between all the mountain summit, and then one white bird fly the other direction and knock on a rock and probably died. Yeah, so and in the poem itself, it does describe that a white feather, well, probably bird, yeah, knock on the rock and die. And that is right now, or around this period. Now, why white feather is interesting? Because the name of Xi Jinping, his family name Xi, consists of 2 words actually. It's a combination of 2 words. And the upper part of Xi means feather, feather. And the lower part means white. So white feather, that's Xi himself. So, and he probably believes in it. And so he's so worried. He's so worried that something is happening. So he sees danger everywhere. And that's why he hides himself so often. You know that, for example, people were expecting him to come to India to attend the G20 meeting last week. I mean, Biden came and many top people came from this G20. But Xi Jinping, no Xi Jinping, and no Putin. Okay, and Putin, he is afraid, of course. he will have a very unfriendly reception there. So that's why he never came. And now, interesting is how come he, as a communist, believe in such explanation where many people say that it's a superstition. Now, you don't understand that if you find it strange, because communists, they are like all dictators. They always tell people, do as I tell you, but don't do as I do, okay? And already Mao Zedong believed very much in feng shui, yeah? So for example, why Beijing or Peking is the capital for the communists? More natural and logical should be Nanjing, because Nanjing was the capital during Chiang Kai-shek time, right? But and the communists, attacked Nanjing and took over the president palace and so on, and it was expected that Mao would then move into the president palace and be the new leader, but no, he didn't. He went to Beijing and said, why? After he consulted with a feng shui master. And the feng shui master told him, you don't stay in Nanjing, because Nanjing is used to be an area with a strong energy for emperor, but not now anymore. It has been suppressed. So the Taoist feng shui man told Mao, you know what? Qin Shi Huang, that's the emperor who built the Chinese Great Wall, right? The emperor who united China. He wanted to stay, he and his family stay forever, the emperor. So he asked a Taoist, what can I do to make sure that I stay the emperor forever, or my family stay forever? Then the Taoist said, well, you see, there's a place where Nanjing is today, and there has a strong emperor's energy. So there may also pop up an emperor in the future. So then what can we do? He said, well, bury a lot of gold, in that area, because gold has an energy that can suppress the emperor's energy. And he did it, of course. This is why Nanjing used to have another name in old time. It's called Jinling, and Jinling means golden grave, because they bury a lot of gold there. Yeah. So, and Mao, listen to that. I tell you, Mao make a lot of this important decision after he have a consultation with a feng shui man or a Taoist master. So this is typical communist. Yeah. And what happened? Probably, she also, consult with some feng shui master or Taoist, so he's so afraid, okay? Now, but there's also reason for him to be afraid of, not only because of the prophecy, because he's facing, or China is facing, a hell of a lot of problem. For example, the Chinese renminbi, yuan, yeah, has now gone through the roof in falling down. Yeah, I say gone through the roof because when you look at the curve, it say how many renminbi yuan you can get for $1 or €1, and that curve has been going up. I tell you, only for half a year ago, with $1 you can buy 6.8 yuan. Today, only 6 months later, with $1 you can buy 7.34, so almost 7.5 yuan. So, and Xi Jinping has been dreaming to replace American dollar with the Chinese yuan, So a dream stay a dream, yeah. And I insist all the time in our channel, no chance for Chinese renminbi to become the world currency and to replace American dollar. Forget it. Last year, 22, only 4.5% of all international trade made in Chinese yuan, and something 56% in dollar. Yeah? And the Chinese gold reserve in total is only about 5% of the whole world, while America has much more, something like 35% of all the gold. Yeah? So, I mean, it's a dream, okay? Other thing that worry also Xi Jinping is my dear friends, you know that pandemic is coming back to China. In the last 2 months, numerous people got infected and many died, but that has been treated as a state secret because Xi Jinping wanted from the very beginning, 3-4 years ago, to use pandemic to show the world we are the best in the world, yeah? But unfortunately, totally failure. So now he cannot admit that he made a big mistake. So even this is a new variant of coronavirus coming back to China and spreading very fast. So that is another thing that makes him also worry. And the list for him to worry is very long. But we'll talk about it next time. Thank you.